Hi guys, this is phase 4, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday warm-up. We're going to start off with lying dynamic Blackburns. We're going to be lying face down on the ground. We want the head just off of the ground here, hands up. We're going to come bring them back behind our back, try to touch, come back across, okay? Big thing on this one you have to know, some people might not be able to touch behind their back like this, so it's okay if they stay more in that like almost jumping jack position, but if they can, we want them to get good mobility in the shoulders coming through. From there, we're going to go to Superman, so we can stay in the exact same position. Arms out, legs long. From here, we're going to try to engage the upper back as we pull up, squeezing the glutes at the same time. Legs and arms come off, and down. Legs and arms come off, squeezing. You should feel this in the lower back, mid-back kind of area, as well as the glutes as they're pulling up, and just controlling back and forth. From there, they're going to go to a Bretzel, so staying 3 in a row on the ground. So a big thing with Bretzel is making sure you demonstrate this with them, because some people do struggle to remember which one it is. So, laying on our side, knee across the front. We're going to grab a hold of the bottom leg. We want to try to keep this leg in place if at all possible. So what I usually tell people is to place this hand down, try to keep it in place. We're going to try to take this shoulder towards the ground, or as far as I can get away with, so I'm not going to go all the way to the ground, come back up through. So trying to create that range of motion going back and forth. I would rather see them moving back and forth and trying to create range of motion than kind of hang out that end point, because if we're just hanging out the end point, we really probably going to create a lot of change in that. So we want to get that motion so we can get a little bit of change as we move through. Then we're going to switch sides. From there, we're going to go up to one knee. We're doing a groin rocker. So in that one knee position, come up, watch that 90 degrees here. On this one, we make sure that knees point straight out, chest going forward, back toe dug in. We're just going to rock into that. I like to keep my hand, put a little pressure back so I can feel a little more in the groin. It doesn't have to be, but if they're not feeling it in the groin, just use a little hand pressure to make sure they engage that muscle group. We'll do that on each side. From there, we're going to go to overhead reverse lunge. So on overhead reverse lunge, hands above the head. From here, abs tight. We're just going to reverse back, standing tall. Step back, standing tall. Big thing we're looking for on this is making sure that they're putting pressure into their heel as they come up and stepping back and forth each leg. What you're going to see a lot is people's hands are going to cave down on them. So they're going to be like this. And what that's really doing is probably a lack of stability, less than shoulder mobility. So we want to encourage them to keep their hands extended, but realistically, if they start to cave, that's probably from a lack of mobility, and that's okay. But if they have the mobility, lack of stability. So if they have the stability, they'll try to encourage them to stay tall on that. From there, we're going to do deep squat with rotation. So on deep squat with rotation, heels locked into the ground, sitting down as low as we can get away with. From here, I'm not the most mobile, so I'm going to use my leg as my catalyst a little bit. I'm going to grab a hold, engage here, rotate up to give me a little bit more rotation. My eyes will fall my head up. Come back down, switch, engage, rotate up. Some people are going to be plenty mobile. They could just stay right here, make that rotation, no problem, totally fine. You're going to have some people that are going to be here because they can't get into that squat pattern. That's okay as well. Just a slight modification for that. We do have some people that have some major knee issues, and getting down this position, not going to happen. What we do is we give them a condor, engage here, rotate up, and down. So that's going to be instead of the deep squat with rotation. From there, we're going to do a squat jump. So on the squat jump, we're going to get nice and low in that squat, down. From there, we can turn that into a bodyweight squat instead if needed. Or if you have one of those major knee issues, just make sure that they go to a TRX or a wall stand for that, okay? And the last one we have is crossover jumping jacks. So on a crossover jumping jack, the part we're looking for the crossover is in our feet. So first part, crossing back and forth, but you can also take your arms in play. Or if somebody's really struggling with coordination, back and forth.